Welcome to another edition of Brew Bubbas Video. Along with my Brew Bubbas partner Jerry Jackson, I'm Craig Bellinger. Our broadcast date is July 6, 2007. So, go grab yourself a homebrew, sit back, and please enjoy the next several minutes as we discuss the subject that brings you to this brewcast: beer.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, 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 yeah.
For this video, we need to thank a friend of ours, Mr. Steve Oatley. Steve was gracious enough to go out to the National Homebrewers Conference and take video of this year's conference. So with no more talking on my part, let's turn it over to Steve Oatley. Steve, take it away.
Hello, this is Steve Oatley reporting for BrewBubbas.com from Denver, Colorado. The American Homebrewers Association is the only national organization dedicated to the art and hobby of home brewing. 824 homebrewers from around the U.S. converged in Denver for the 29th annual AHA National Homebrewers Conference this past June 21st through the 23rd. The 4 Points by Sheraton Denver was the ideal venue for this conference, as the hotel was very beer-friendly and just minutes away from many great beer venues in downtown Denver. The event started with some serious beer tasting, judging for competition. The AHA Homebrew Competition had over 5,000 entries from over 1,100 brewers. First round judging was completed in early May. At this event, the final round of judging is going on. A gold, silver, and bronze medal will be given out in all 28 different styles of beer and mead. Also awarded will be a best of show at the end of the conference. Check the AHA website to see if you are a winner. The mayor of Denver, John Hickenlooper, threw out the opening pitch, or opening toast as the case may be. John Hickenlooper is the owner of Winecope Brewing, the first brew pub in Denver.
Your official welcome to Denver. Let me just say that not every conference or convention gets an official mayoral welcome. But then again, you guys are special. And I do want to point out that the first election in the city of Denver, the first play, the first dramatic presentation, and the first medical procedures were all performed in saloons.
Over the 3-day conference, there were many seminars and speakers. I tried to get to as many as possible. Different speakers on each day allowed the homebrewer to participate in as many seminars as possible. The conference had 15 different speakers on 15 different topics. Everything from beer color and residual alkalinity with beer author John Palmer, to the proper uses of sanitizers with Charlie Talley of 5 Star Chemicals. This was a tech conference, not just drinking beer. Speakers for this year's National Homebrew Conference included keynote Peter Boucard, brewmaster from New Belgium Brewing. Peter talked about his past experience with New Belgium Brewing and made several interesting points about the battle for IBUs and poked a little fun at the BJCP guidelines. Vinny Cheruzlo, brewmaster and owner of Russian River Brewing, talked about his success with brewing sour beers. Matt Brindelson, brewmaster at Firestone Walker Brewing, talked about how Firestone Walker achieves their unique blends of beer. Chris Graham of brewing supplier Beer, Beer, and More Beer talked about tricking out your home brewery. Lots of stainless steel.
How many of you out here don't brew all grain yet?
John Palmer gave an interesting talk about your water for brewing, along with a taste test of his residual alkalinity discussion. I came to understand the real facts of my brewing water just by tasting the 2 examples side by side. John was also available to sign his book if you were short a copy. Lucy Saunders, the author of Cooking with Beer, Grilling with Beer, was also signing copies of her book after the seminar she gave. Lauren Salazar of New Belgium Brewing talked about off flavors in your beer and did a side-by-side tasting that was very informative, but tasted bad.
Relax, don't worry.
And on occasion, you could find other brewing notables wandering the show. Charlie Papazian, father to the AHA, and take a picture with him. Award-winning homebrewer and now beer author Jamil Zainasheff. brewcasters James Spencer and Steve Wilkes of Basic Brewing Radio. With so many homebrewers in one place at one time, there's going to be some beer drinking. Those times, you need to be near the hospitality suite. All the conference sponsors had a booth set up in the hospitality suite, where you could try a beer from Fort Collins Brewing, Odell's Brewing, or look at the new cool gadgets at the Beer, and More Beer display. With booths from White Labs, Northern Brewer, Breese Malts, Sam Adams, and more, if you couldn't find something to do, you were in the wrong hotel.
And this is Club Night for BrewBubbas.com at the AHA convention in Denver. Enjoy!
This is the night that all participating clubs made a statement by showing off their beer and food talents, but mainly making a statement through their presentation, as you can see. Representing the conference organizing clubs were Foam on the Range of Denver, Colorado, High Plains Drafters from Cheyenne, Wyoming, Hop Barley and the Algiers of Boulder, Colorado, the Mile High Monks of Denver, the Liquid Poets from Fort Collins, and Croc from Broomfield, Colorado. All brought beer and helped out with great local hospitality. Cheers to Gary Glass and the AHA for throwing a wonderful event. Cheers to all the vendors and speakers for their help in a really fun and informative conference. A special shout out from the 20 Michigan homebrewers who made it to the AHA conference. Michigan beer! And a special shout out to the Brew Bubbas. BrewBubbas.com! Thanks for letting me be a Brew Bubba for the weekend. Hope to see you next year in Cincinnati, Ohio for the 30th annual AHA conference, June 19th through the 21st. Mark your calendars now. Reporting for the BrewBubbas.com, this has been Steve Oatley. Thank you.
We would certainly like to sincerely thank Mr. Steve Oatley for his time and effort involved, not only in videoing all of those wonderful clips, but also his time and energies in editing and putting it together. So thank you very much, Steve. We also want to thank Mr. Crispy Fry, board member of the AHA, for sending us some of those clips that you saw at the beginning and the end. We also appreciate his efforts in our latest edition of Brew Bubbas Radio. We'd enjoy hearing your comments, questions, or suggestions. Please forward them to Craig at BrewBubbas.com or Jerry at BrewBubbas.com. If you want to submit a beer for evaluation on our show, please check out our website, www.brewbubbas.com, under the Brewcast Radio tab for information on how to ship your beer. Don't forget to include your name and contact information. If you're a part of a homebrew club, please include that information as well. Until next time, we thank you for your time and for realizing that at Brew Bubbas, drinking beer is just half the fun.
Yeah, 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 yeah.